Hey guys, welcome to Overseas Exiles. Bit of a different video for you today. Rather than the walk and talk, we're in the office. But there's something that I really wanted to share with you, and that is a article that was printed in the Financial Review yesterday. And that is changes to the laws for expats. So basically, the government and the Australian Taxation Office have said that they wanted to simplify laws around laws for expats regarding taxation. This is apparently meant to target executives who spend a lot of time overseas but still have children, for example, that still go to school in Australia, or family that still live permanently in Australia. So basically it brings down, I'm going to cover 3 of the 4 areas that it covers, but you can go out and do more investigation, and I strongly suggest that you do this, because this is going to affect a lot of people who are migrating overseas or already live overseas. And so this is important stuff. So if you spend more than 45 days in a row in Australia, you will no longer be considered as somebody who is an expat. You will be considered an Australian resident for taxation reasons, and you will pay a much larger tax obligation than what you would otherwise. So if you spend more than 45 days in Australia, you're going to pay a greater percentage of tax. Another area that it covers is capital gains. Now, in the past, it's basically not affected you so much with capital gains if you sell an existing property that you have in Australia. But it's going to change now. And what it basically will do is say, right, we're going to charge you capital gains not from the time that you left to go overseas, but from the time that you purchase the property. Now, this could be a really significant amount of money for people who have, say, for example, lived overseas for 10 or 15 years, as opposed to, just moved overseas and, they might have purchased property 15 years ago and then moved overseas 2 years ago. And so rather than pay tax over that time frame, it's going to be reverted to the longer time frame. So just keep that in mind. So the other thing that it's going to affect is repatriation of pension funds. So if you've got money overseas that you're drawing an income from, or you've got superannuation that you've invested overseas and you're drawing an income from that, you've got 6 months now to repatriate that back into Australia. Otherwise, you will face taxation penalties. So basically what they're doing is they're broadening the scope, or broadening the net. And I believe this is actually due to the amount of people who have said, I've had enough, I'm leaving, I'm going overseas. I'm not relinquishing my Australian citizenship just yet, but I'm not going to live in Australia because it doesn't suit us anymore. That's who this targets. I don't believe that it's going to just target executives. There's not that many executives who spend that significant amount of time overseas. There might be a couple of thousand. I don't think it's worth that. But if you're talking about the amount of people who have decided recently to now move overseas, I think that is a significant amount of the population. So make no mistake about it, the government and the ATO are short of cash, and they're coming after yours. And there's no other way to put this. They say that they're just simplifying the tax rules, but in actual fact, they're greatly broadening the net to capture more people within these tax requirements. Anyway, guys, it's a short video today, and it's not the typical walk and talk, but I hope you've enjoyed it nevertheless. I enjoy having your company and doing these videos and getting the feedback. Love reading the comments in the comment section. So please do that. Anyway, But this is not financial advice. Go out there and get some professional financial advice. But if you haven't liked or subscribed to this channel, please like and subscribe. And you can also go over to Overseas Exiles Facebook group and sign up there and join the discussion. It's a pretty lively discussion over there, which is good. A lot of input for people, particularly people who are wanting to relocate. And you can go over to overseasexile.com and you can subscribe there. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful New Year's Eve and have a great 2022. And we'll see you in 2022.